Hi Scorpio, Didici here with your April 2021 forecast. I'm going to animate this so you can see exactly what's happening here in this sixth house, which is very, very important in terms of your work, your health, and your well-being. The trine aspect on the second accentuates this activity here. Venus, which is your principal planet of relationships, is in a bit of a pickle, if I could put it mildly. You see Mercury moving into this area as well. So this is the communications planet. The combustion here, or that relationship planet being under the sunbeams, can damage relationships. If not damage, it may pull you back and cause you to completely reevaluate relationships of all sorts. And that's likely too, because as you observe the transit of the moon here, on the 12th it's going to make its way into this very same area with Mercury, the Sun and Venus. And it will be a new moon here in this area. So it could be for a lot of you turning over a new leaf in terms of the way you eat, the way you live. This is a lifestyle sector. And more importantly, the way you work. I think a lot of Scorpios now, there it is there. There's the new moon there on the 12th, as I said, are looking at revamping your life. And I guess the question is, what are you working for? You're simply working for money. You're just putting in your 40, 50, 60, however, 100 hours if you're an executive. I've seen that before. I've actually been there, done that. But you've got to ask yourself, it's a value question. What is it that you're valuing in what you're doing, and at what cost? In my own case, I nearly lost my life in 2017. Heart attacks, surgeries, that type of thing. So you don't want to let it get to that level. You don't want to be on your deathbed thinking, maybe it wasn't really worth all the money that I got. So that's what this new moon is about, I think. It's about a reevaluation of your day-to-day affairs, your scheduling, and the way you deal with your work, the relationship you have with work and the purpose or meaning behind it. So the new moon is important. We also notice there, straight after that, second half of the month, a shift from all of these energies of the sixth house into the seventh house of relationships. Now, some Scorpios have had a difficult time in their married life. Here you'll see Venus can resuscitate those failing energies, and the Sun and Mercury also make their way into this area on the 20th. There's Mercury first, which is triggering your communication with your partner. Sun makes its way there as well. So you can see how there's been a very, very distinct shift from all of that life planning, health, how I work sort of energy, to how do I deal with my relationships? What is it that I need to do to make those relationships better? And you have to be ingenious with the way you communicate. You notice that by the conjunction of Mercury and Uranus. And there's a square aspect in this area of your horoscope to Saturn, which is more the conservative planet. That's not going to work for you. You have to be bold and daring and look beyond the typical means of communicating. I just want to go back there a little bit because, no, I'm going to go forward. My apologies. The full moon there across this axis is also very, very important. There on the 27th and 28th, the powerful full moon in your sun sign, again interacting with all these planets in your seventh house. So this could be a rather over-emotional day or two. You have to be careful that you don't get sort of roped into reaction mode by things that are said or done by your partner or significant people that you deal with. There is another distinct development for you, Scorpio, in that one of your ruling planets, Mars, here in the ninth house, the very tail end of the month, activating your search for something new. The ninth house is a sector of exploration, adventure. It's the natural house of Sagittarius. In your case, it's ruled by Cancer. So it could be that you're trying to explore your feelings and to do things differently in the way that you interact with others. If you're single or you've come out of a relationship recently, like many are, this is a way of exploring a different approach to your emotions. Maybe being a little more brutally honest to save yourself time, getting involved in relationships that are going to go nowhere ultimately. You're an intuitive person, you know that, but you hope against hope, and it's probably better just to cut it off if you can see that something's not going to work. Mars in the 9th house, indicating a completely new approach to your belief systems, and especially in terms of those relationships. I'll see you here next month, but in the meantime, don't forget to go over and have a look at the weekly, daily and yearly readings. There's a whole lot of stuff over there at astrology.com.au. I've written it up personally, so I know. And you're more than welcome to subscribe. We love subscriptions. Tell your friends. And if you need to drop me a line, I'm here if you want a personal reading. That's really where it's at in terms of astrology. This stuff here is just skimming the surface. I'll see you next month. Bye-bye.